Pushy Squeeze! We are back for part 2 of Zoolander. And, we're still going.
Zoolander. It's so hot right now. Zoolander. Yeah, exactly. All right.
This is part 2, so if you're looking for part 1, it is back that way. But if you're here, enjoy.
Yeah, so here is a continuation of our review of Zoolander, starting up now.
We're now with Derek at the pre-show party, where he's hanging out with a very young Winona Ryder. And her lines are eerily prophetic for her own career trajectory in, like, just a moment for being part of a dumb movie. She says, quote, "I just love the way you lost that award to Hansel and ended up laying low for a while before making your comeback. That was so courageous." 3 months after the premiere of Zoolander, Winona Ryder was arrested for shoplifting from Saks Fifth Avenue in an extremely public way that ended in her taking a very long career hiatus.
Yeah.
And it's only in recent years that she's come back and has become huge for Stranger Things and stuff, but she specifically took like a long career hiatus for this stuff. And so...
Yeah.
Just funny being like, of all people, having a person that has this career arc be like, man, I just love how, you took a blow to your career, but you came back and had success. And,
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We also catch a glimpse of Paris Hilton hanging out in the hallway. More time capsule, though. Paris Hilton kind of is come and gone and come and gone and come and gone. So
sure,
yeah.
but I think this was really her, like, around the time of The Simple Life or the things where she was trying to be more of a public figure and such. So, yes, because Derek leaves, Winona go to the bathroom. We're treated to another round of celebrities playing themselves, essentially, with the first being Paris Hilton, and the other notable one being Billy Zane. Not Arnold Vosloo. Although, put this Billy Zane from 2001 side by side with Vosloo, and I would still swear up and down they're clones or brothers or,
Video head cleaner super fans will get the reference. Exactly.
Arnold Vosloo being the guy that plays the Mummy, who, if you've ever seen the Mummy and were like, wow, Billy Zane played the Mummy, you're fucking wrong.
No.
Just like me, I was wrong. But Billy Zane asked him, he's like, I'm a big fan of yours, Derek. When are we going to see Magnum, man? And Derek's like, not yet, Billy, but as they chat and are just kind of getting, shooting the shit, Hansel shoulder bumps Derek, and a confrontation ensues. Says, I'm sorry, brah.
So we get kind of we get a brush up between the two of them. Just kind of a provocatory, shoulder collision, right? And Hansel, of course, being still kind of surfer dude, calls him brah. Of course, Derek retorts, "Not your bra." Just getting testy, getting confrontational. Mentions the Derelict campaign, right?
He tries to get under his skin with that,
yeah.
And like, sorry, didn't get it, Hansel.
Yeah. But Hansel doesn't know anything about it. No one really knows anything about it. So doesn't really know how to take it as an insult, right? But of course, Hansel, he's been tripping on acid the whole time, so it's not like he cares.
With monkeys, yeah.
Just doing Hansel things.
Monkey acid. Yeah.
Just how he lives his life.
So he says he never heard of it. And he says Derek can, I guess, derelict his balls, which really hits Derek like a punch to the chest, it seems, from the way it's played. And Derek, in a stunning and triumphant verbal pile driver, says he can derelict his own balls, thank you very much. Got him. But not being satisfied with that, he also pulls out his big guns and hits him with newsflash, Walter Cronkite, which is again a very 2001 reference to have happened. You think you're too cool for school, but I've got news for you. And then he kind of pauses because he's like, oh, shit. He might not have even thought of his punchline here. And he goes, you aren't. It's like, again, got him. You stuck that landing.
And says it with such intensity, too.
Yeah.
You aren't.
It's like anticipate.
So,
But the verbal repartee turns into something bigger, though, as it
Yeah.
escalates into essentially a model duel, a walk-off. It's a walk-off, as Zane cries out into the world.
Yeah. Derek is throwing down and challenging Han solo. It does a little piloting, like steering wheel move right in Hansel's face, to which Hansel responds with just a blather of like throwing, almost like he's throwing gang signs, but just like.
He's making those noises while like moving his hands rapidly back and forth in front of his face, and Derek's like, "Stop that!" Yeah, it's like I do not know how to process what you are doing right now.
Like he's malfunctioning. Like he's like in some kind of like dude bro, like throwing his hands to dismiss it, but it's like short circuiting. He can't believe the diss.
It's fair. I've never seen literally anybody do what Hansel did in that moment, so I don't know how to describe that. Like, it's just not a thing people do, and that's why Derek's like, "Stop that!" Like, what are you doing? And we saw, like, for a hair of a moment, like Matilda was trying to get in the club earlier because she had found out that, again, Derek's in danger, but she couldn't because she's just a regular person wearing Kmart. So Derek and Hansel hits him with the, "All right, we're gonna do this at the members only, like, closed down lounge, like
the old men's warehouse."
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
It was members only for sure, something. But because he also referenced in that same sentence, he's like, "You're a dinosaur. You remember where that'll be." And so he hits him with the, "Remember that?" Essentially, old man. But they're streaming to a new venue, which is where Derek comes out of the building, and Matilda's
Billy
like,
Zane, his close friend, tried to warn him. To which he responded, "Put a cork in it, Zane." So, just to show you how big Derek Zoolander is.
Right.
Checking Billy Zane. So there you go.
But yes, he streams out amongst many people headed that way, and so Matilda catches him and is like, "Oh, hey, Derek, I need to talk to you." But Derek is he's laser focused on this. He'll get to you, Matilda, when he has time. But she's unsuccessful because he doesn't care that he's in danger. He's got some hands ass to kick.
Yeah. He's got to throw down. Yeah, got to put the kid in his place. And
it's very funny of it, like, setting because it's just like the underground scene of modeling where like it's just in this dirty warehouse
where
with all
shit's
these people
getting real.
Watching, yeah.
Real modeling.
The side, you wouldn't see of modeling. You wouldn't know. You're not an insider on that.
The gloves are coming off. Yeah. Exactly.
And as they're stretching and essentially prepping for this, it kind of gets asked, who's going to judge this, actually? Who's going to judge this walk-off? And from the crowd, a voice appears and rings out and says, "If nobody has an objection, I believe I might be of service."
Yeah, none other than David Bowie himself emerges from the crowd to sit as judge.
Let's dance.
As only he has a street cred to do. So exactly.
Queer icon David Bowie. Yeah. A note about this is that Ben Stiller wrote David Bowie into the scene without knowing David Bowie, without ever asking him for it, and just kind of hoped it would happen. And actually, David Bowie was
awesome.
like, "Yeah, I'll do it in the end." And so, like, he's like, Ben thought to himself, like, "What is the funniest person I could write into this as a judge?" And David Bowie.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. We got the judge impaneled, and David Bowie's laying down the rules for a straight walk off.
This being a straight walk off
because it's not a gay walk off. It's a straight walk-off.
Which immediately raises questions, what are the gay walk-off rules? Because he says classic rules because it's a straight walk-off. And it just is a bit of lore that I'm like, I need to know more about now.
Now, whether or not he meant just a simple walk-off, who knows? But I like to think that this is an aggressively heterosexual walk-off that they were attempting.
There's so many gay male models. It's probably not the case usually where it is a straight walk-off, but they do both happen to be at least.
Exactly. But the rules are the first model walks and the second duplicates and elaborates, and so we get a basic structure for our contest of modeling prowess here.
Yeah, it's like model horse, like the basketball game, essentially. Make my shots and make your own and like be fancy with it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So Derek starts. He's strutting. He does his thing, and he comes back to his seat and he spits in a bucket like a boxer. Like this is like straight out of Rocky, where they're exchanging blows and they're just being swaggering boxers in their corner spitting and like and just as this progresses, it becomes more and more like a boxing match, right? As Hansel does a few rounds, he falls back in his seat and he's like, "Oh, you gotta cut me! You gotta cut me!" Like his eye is swollen so much after being hit. You know?
But it's just an eyelash. Yeah. This whole scene is set to Beat It, by the way, by Michael Jackson, which is fantastic. So that's happening. But yes, it's treated like boxing, where they have a corner man or a cut man. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And actually, Derek Zoolander is a guy who in real life is a model. His name is Tyson Beckman. And he was bigger at the time, I imagine. But yeah, beautiful, muscular man there who's got his back and was like, "Yeah, Derek, you got it. You're kicking his ass and stuff." But they dance, they jive, they walk, they strut, they do all these things. They even do a running flip off the wall with the $6 million man sound effect going. And it's... Oh, man. Honestly, this movie is rife with references that, like, so many people would not get being younger, and we'll talk about the biggest one at the end where we talked about where it was like the reveal that's like, what? the little Gen Alphas or Gen Zs are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But we'll get there. That one's one, though, because $6 Million Man, not really a relevant property these days. Or like,
no, it was an ironic reference even then.
Yes.
Because it was referencing like a show from the late 70s. And so, so even now it's like crushingly ironic. So, but yeah.
Yeah, but Hansel was kind of on the back foot. It seemed like Derek was winning, and he's that's just the way they seem to be telling it to us.
Yeah.
What the fuck do we know? But Hansel says to himself, "I gotta win this. I gotta go monk." And he goes up on stage, walks to the end of it, and jams his hand down his pants and just starts rifling around.
But he's got a really intense look on his face, like
super intense.
He's summoning his chi, like he's about to he's doing something big, like he's got a wild look on his eyes, and he's doing the underwear trick, which is essentially just taking your briefs off with just one-handed without taking your pants off,
without lifting a leg, at all. It's magic. It's something
trick.
that would not happen essentially, but it is shown as the move. There's just like Hansel holds it up triumphantly with both hands, and everyone's like just gasping and cheering and like Tyson, Zoolander's corner man, is like, "You don't have to do this, Derek. You're not a kid anymore. You don't have to do this, man. You don't have to prove anything." But Derek's like, "No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it."
Yeah.
And he fails. He ultimately just really wedges himself hard as he gets up there and tries to do it himself.
Yeah, we see Derek take the catwalk, but he looks apprehensive, like, "Oh man, I'm in over my head on this one. Oh shit, what am I going to do?" But he's resolved. He walks down the walk. He takes the center position in front of everyone, and he's mimicking Hansel's moves, right? He shoves his hand down his pants. He's kind of fidgeting around. He's kind of dancing around a bit, but and Hansel's even looking concerned. He's looking concerned, like, oh shit, he might just do it. Everyone's just like, "Oh my God, he's about to do it. And then he goes for like the final execution of it and just wedgies himself. It's tragic. Once again, Zoolander just utterly humiliates himself in the face of Hansel and a crowd.
Yep. And David Bowie leans in between Zoolander's legs and declares Hansel the winner as
disqualified. Brutal. Like it slides in like under Derek's wedgied self, like under his wedgied pelvis,
to add insult to injury.
Declare disqualification.
To quite literally add insult to injury. Actually, in this moment, But as the walk-off is over, people sort of start dispersing, and the thing is over. And at this point, Matilda grabs Derek to get him out of there because Katinka's on the edge of the crowd and sort of tries to make a move to stop it because she's tailing him, and had been notified by Dirty DJ actually that her boy was on the move earlier. We didn't quite do that, but he talks into his tiny little coconut, like he has his own little tiny phone situation. It seems like to be like Katinka.
These tiny phones, like really, I love it.
And so Katinka's too far away, and then we next see Matilda and Derek in the car. They made it away essentially, but Matilda still doesn't really know exactly what's going on. She has an inkling and an idea, but she's trying to impress upon Derek that something bad is coming without being able to really tell him everything, and Derek doesn't quite believe her, essentially, or like isn't sure.
Yeah.
He's also distracted because he just suffered again another massive humiliation, and he's really thinking about that still.
Yeah. So, but in the car, this is where Derek reveals that he's not an ambi-turner. That this has plagued him his entire life, and Matilda, bless her heart, she really is a saint. After learning this, her response is, "There's got to be a lot of people who have. There have got to be some people out there that can't turn left." And even she doesn't even finish that sentence.
She doesn't even commit to that one yet.
Yeah, she's not even sure that there is other people out there.
Bless her heart for this. She's really trying to console him, but she can't bring herself to be like, tons of people can't turn left, Derek. She's just like, tons of people. I mean,
there's got to be at least one other person out there.
It goes down. It's like tons, some, and then she's like, there has to be some people that also have this problem. Like,
oh, jeez.
Just the barest comfort for it ultimately, but she's kind of saved by the bell. She gets another phone call from the mystery source, this David Duchovny character, telling her to meet at the St. Adonis Cemetery. Just in case, this is not a real cemetery. By the way, Adonis, of course, was an incredibly handsome Greek mythology figure who was the mortal lover of Aphrodite, and there are male models buried here, so they seem to have just thrown that on there as a something, because specifically they're going to be looking at models of a bunch of male gravestones, the gravestones of a bunch of male models. And while there, Derek and Matilda are noticing that the male models all died at 29, which is both a literal problem in this movie, but kind of a metaphorical. The more I thought about it, I was
career death problem.
That all these male models died at 29. Like, I mean, considering there's twink death, or like the people sometimes even over 30 themselves on gay dating apps being like, "Don't message me if you're over 30" and shit. And I'm just like, but
as I have said on this podcast, a gay 29 means nothing at all. that means any age at all. Yeah.
Look for the photo grain equality. That's how you really suss people out. But they find out in universe all these models died at 29, and it seems to be linked to this whole conspiracy thing. But as they're sort of opining on this and thinking about it, this is when the mysterious caller appears, and yes, it is the same graveyard worker we saw earlier in the movie after the freak gasoline fight accident funeral. Played by David Duchovny of X-Files fame. And
he's a haggard looking man, for sure. Looks kind of ill kept, scraggly beard, scraggly hair. Surprises both of them. To which Derek's response is, "Are you a ghost?" Just and they all just have to take a moment to process this question.
One of just a series of blisteringly stupid things Derek's about to say in this scene. But God, it's a funny scene. Because they both pause, and Matilda's like, "No, Derek, he's the guy that called us." He's like, "Oh." This mystery informant it reveals that the fashion industry has been behind every major assassination for the last 200 years. Just scandalous. And all these assassins are card-carrying models. And we get a rundown of some famous examples like John Wilkes Booth, the actor who tried to kill, or who did kill Abraham Lincoln, the other assassins from the grassy knoll who in fact killed JFK, models. The John Wilkes Booth, this is one of those like, I know I've seen that face before. I've seen him before. And who is John Wilkes Booth? It's James Marsden. I pointed out when we watched it before because, it's just one of these, like, you'll find a ton of people in these movies and some of the old movies were like their cast, because it seems like almost everyone in this movie went on to success or is just recognizable. Because, I mean, that's Cyclops in the Foxmen. He's in Westworld. He's in the Sonic movies now famously. He's got his star. He was in the Jury Duty show that's really funny.
Another 30 Rock actor, too.
And a 30 Rock, he was Liz Lemon's, one of his, was he like the golden retriever-esque boyfriend or whatever?
Exactly. Her golden retriever.
It's very funny because Matilda is absolutely following along with the informant, and Derek is absolutely not, because he's really trying to. He's like, it's got to all connect back to what's happening right now, because the guy not perhaps knowing how dumb Derek is, poses a question to him. He's like, it's been behind every major political assassination in the last 200 years. It was behind some of them because who do you think made the powdered wigs for our forefathers back in the day, Derek? And Derek thinks and goes, Mugatu! And they both, again, they have to pause to sort of absorb the stupidity. And he's like, slaves, Derek. Slaves. And so that's what it leads into the John Wilkes Booth thing. It's like, that's when we sent like the first actor/model, John Wilkes Booth, to go kill Lincoln so that we could keep using slaves to make like our cheap, fashion back then. And Derek's like, oh, sorry. And they show that in black and white with James Marsden. And then they show, as I alluded to, the JFK was also killed by male models. And Matilda says, why is that guy's name escaping me right now? But the guy that did it, or the man that we actually charged with shooting Kennedy, but was saying he wasn't a male model.
Yeah.
And
Oswald.
Yeah. And they go on to say Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah. I don't know why that escaped me. I live here. I'm in Dallas. I'm ashamed. But Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't a model, and the guy goes, "You're damn right." But those two lookers up on the grassy knoll were, and then they high five two male models, bringing back that conspiracy theory and tying it into this whole thing. But while he's talking about this, he drops his flashlight and he reaches to pick it up, but can't because of his hand being in this homemade hyperbaric like glass chamber thing.
But that's when Derek Zoolander realizes, and it's just this is where his limited pool of knowledge is key, because Derek recognizes the hand immediately, being immersed in the world of modeling. This is world famous, legendary hand model. J.B. Pruitt even names the 1973 Bulova watch catalog. Just how granular is Derek's knowledge of the high points of male modeling. But yeah, it's a homemade hyperbaric chamber to preserve his hand. Just wacky.
Yeah, and I mean, as Tommy said, he's gray and haggard at this point, and so he says, I changed and aged, but my baby never did, because he made this thing for it. His sweet, sweet moneymaker. And they're usually people referring to their face when they say that phrase, but not JB. He's a hand jockey, baby.
Yeah, and he reveals that he was being set up to kill Jimmy Carter. To which Matilda asks, how'd you escape that? And his response is, because I'm a hand model, mama, a finger jockey.
Yeah, finger jockey.
We don't think the same way as a face and body boys do. We're a different breed. Man, the lines that this character has, holy shit. It's just wild.
It's wonderful.
We're a different breed.
The deep throat hand model that's like... We don't think like them.
I'm a hand model, mama. I love that line too. Just mama. Like, come on. This guy is so scraggly. Jeez.
And so they ask him, but why male models though?
Yeah.
And he goes on to say that male models are the perfect assassins. They're in peak physical condition, which they are. They can gain access to the most secure places in the world.
Sure.
And most important of all, they don't think for themselves.
Nope.
Which Derek objects to immediately and says, yes, I do. And JB says, no, you don't, Derek. And Derek says, okay.
And then we get a flashback to a scene of Derek modeling, and he's like in a monkey, like a circus monkey outfit.
Yeah, he likens this behavior to, you don't think for yourselves because of the photo shoots, they just tell you what to do. And that's when Patton Oswalt, a very young Patton Oswalt, is like, you're a monkey, Derek, you're a monkey, dance, monkey, dance, and throws bananas at him as Derek,
banging cymbals together, yeah.
and Derek goes, that's a good point. After that, he's like, yeah, okay. And after we've learned all of this history and exactly why male models are the perfect assassins.
Derek has a really important follow-up question, but why male models? and it's and JB is starting to get a little tired of this. Just like, are you serious? I just explained all this.
Just told you. This was an improv, actually. Derek's second, but why male models was an improv that they ended up keeping in as people just rolled with it, and it was very funny.
That's awesome.
Derek's like, what? He's probably thinking like, that's not part of this. Okay.
That's great. And then JB continues to explain that it doesn't really matter what Derek does. Like, he's not in control of this. So they'll just trigger him with some kind of audio trigger Pavlovian response mechanism, to which Derek responds, "Audi wadi." And at this point, JB just can't. He just can't deal anymore. He just can't anymore. He just kind of like looks at Derek and just like turns away.
Mercifully, he is shot and does not have to deal with these questions any longer.
He has to turn his face away. It's just too much. Too much for him to deal with.
Very mercifully was shot. And it's like, okay, moving on.
Adi Wati. where Derek just breaks down intellectually.
Derek also at some point says like, I won't do it, and that's when he's like, no, it's not up to you. You'll be triggered by this and stuff. But yes, this poor man. Thank God for Matilda's there. And I keep saying Matilda. Her name is Matilda, but they just constantly like leave off the A when they're talking to her at some point, as if they just couldn't be bothered to fuck with that last syllable. And so like when I say Matilda, same person. Like I know Matilda and I know Matilda's, but yeah, they're interchangeable in this movie and stuff. Somebody has shot JB, and it turns out to be Katinka and crew have found them. They've tracked them there, and JB's down, and he kind of is like, "Good luck, Derek. I'm a big fan. Love Blue Steel." And then as Derek's like, "Thanks, man," he turns to run away and steps on his glass hyperbaric hand chamber, and JB's me like, "You freaking idiot!" Like as if the cherry on top to just this idiocy that's been plaguing this poor man.
Final insult. Yeah, just ruined him. His precious hand. So Katinka is opening fire on them. They dive, they take cover, and then after all this, they make their escape. And they're in the car, Matilda and Derek, and another entry on our list of things not aging well. Matilda asks, like, "What are we going to do about that she-male Katinka?" And like, "Oh, jeez, Lordy." Yeah,
I mean, it's gross. A very dated term now. Gross. But you remember the question I asked you whenever this came up when we watched it this weekend? I said, "When do you think Drag Race stopped saying it?" Because that was a very famous, like, "You've got she-male," as in
a reference to Survivor. You got tree-male. All the contestants, and like it's a Survivor reference. All the Survivor contestants are like, "We got tree mail." Like
"You've got email" was also a thing of like.
It was like an AOL reference, like "You got email," but also
"You've got mail" and the tree mail thing, I suppose.
But then you for a while it was like "You got she email" before "she done already done has hers is," that whole controversy and whatnot. But
so this was a 2001 movie. When did you think Drag Race stopped it?
It was honestly like, I think 6 seasons or so into it, like, right? It
was 2014. We're barely a decade removed from like Drag Race taking this out. But yeah,
jeez, how many seasons were they in at that point? That was a few.
It was at least 7 or 8, I feel like, because they were pretty far down the road.
A few All-Star seasons at that point.
This is also around the same time they started getting a lot of flack for anti-trans stuff, because Rue would not cast trans queens. Rue was out there saying that they weren't like real queens, or essentially that they were like cheaters, or they were like, or what did she phrase it as? It was essentially like, you have an advantage or something, like, it was something gross, but like, it was like taking steroids or like performance enhancing drugs, or just something that was.
It's kind of this canard that we hear about high school athletes. So
I mean. Awful to hear it here, but I mean, it's weird that it persisted in like queer spaces for so long too, and like, it's more tongue-in-cheek or something, I guess, when you can be among family, because people call it, as we covered, like, faggot can be affectionate or whatever, or perhaps like something like that. But a
few months ago watched Ace Ventura again after a while, and it's notoriously anti-trans. It's a hilarious film up until this point where it's just unrelentingly just anti-trans everything, just like, jeez, God.
He portrays that person as a villain for being duplicitous, for being trans, and all this stuff, and just jokes in a way that, like, in Survivor one season, some guy was on the outs and tried to attack a fellow castaway by essentially saying he's been lying to you the whole time,
outing their trans.
And it was a gay man too that outed this trans man, and was like, just saying because he was trans and hadn't told them he was duplicitous and a liar and you should vote him out. And it was fucking gross. It was one of the most like people were crying and yelling and like they should be and whatnot because that was just the craziest thing to have happened. And like I remember that night and that thing going on and yeah. So, society not been kind to trans people for quite some time. And frankly, while things looked on the upswing for a bit, they are a whipping boy at the moment. And I feel awful for so much. Yeah,
but these kind of jokes
they're taking.
These kind of jokes were just they were just the mainstay. They were just very common, the bread and butter of like a lot of comedic properties back in the day, right?
It's very true. Yeah.
Like the casual gay joke, but like the even more casual tranny joke and whatnot. Just oof, boy. So yeah, that time capsule quality, everyone. Sometimes it's a little musty. So there you go. So they're driving away though. They escape and they're trying to figure out, well, what do we do now? We got to hide you, Derek. Where's the least likely place that anyone is going to look for you of all people? And they conclude, rightfully so, with Hansel of all people.
They almost hit a bus with Hansel on the side of it, and that's what jogs their little memory to be like, this guy. Yeah.
Actually, it's so crazy it just might work. And so they make their way to Hansel's flat. And Matilda explains the situation as it has unfolded thus far, just kind of the story arc as we know it as the audience. And Hansel's response is, and? Just very nonchalantly.
He's like, gonna kill a prime minister. Okay.
But finally agrees to shelter Derek. But they got beef. They got to work some stuff out.
That's true. Yeah. They say before he's like, you're good to come in, but if he's coming in, we have to hash some shit out first. They straighten some shit out. How about they've been exchanging barbs and not being friends and whatnot. They say some dumb lines like, and I felt like this guy's really hurting me. And it hurt.
Yeah, but we get a moment of kind of like an older and younger model, like two people similarly situated, like one at the tail end of their career and the other just starting, right? And so it's the older one who's jealous of the upstart and the upstart who is just really craving some respect and recognition from someone who's been in the industry forever, and so it's another touching moment,
It's cute because we find out that Hansel absolutely respects Derek and felt scared and in his shadow, even going so far as to say that Derek's work in the Winter 95 mail catalog made him want to be a model.
So the Winter 95 International Mail Catalog. And in particular, you want to talk about some queer coding. The International Mail Catalog was one of those sources of scantily clad male bodies that was available as a closeted teenager in Texas, right? My father would get these catalogs, and they primarily had women in like lingerie, in skimpy, sexy, erotic clothing and whatnot. But they did have a section for men of like erotic underwear and kind of like skimpier out clothing and whatnot. And it was just, I love these catalogs. I look forward to him getting one of these every month. Because it had some hot models in there. And so I caught that reference because I definitely remember the International Mail Catalog.
So knowing what this is it M-A-L-E or is it M-A-I-L? Like it comes in the mail?
M-A-L-E, International Mail. It was a catalog that was sent to men, but it primarily featured lingerie that they would purchase for women.
Because that's what threw me is like, again, I did not get this reference, and writing it down, I was even questioning, I was like, well, the catalog probably comes in the mail, but also Derek was in it, so it's probably a male catalog men, and I'm like, which one are you?
Well, in this sense, Derek would be an underwear model, right? And it just like the thought of like Derek Zoolander giving me blue steel as a young teenager, like, oh my god,
blue steel and VPL. So they apologize to each other, ultimately become friends, and when I say they apologize to each other, they say, I was whack. The other one says, I was whack. And I was whack.
Whack.
Let's walk back that way. They become friends, and Hansel ushers them into his gigantic loft apartment / skate park / commune.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That basically is a full rundown. Yeah.
He introduces them to other models, surfers, some what he calls
a Finnish little people group called the Little Kings.
Yes, they use another word for little people in that again has not aged particularly well. It starts with a D. It's at the time it was accepted as far as I know, but it's just not something that has continued to this day. And so we will not say it. But he has a Sherpa.
Also has a Sherpa. Yes, he's got a lot of colorful characters
and a woman named Ennui.
Awesome. Of course.
Who is going to bring them from very strong tea, likely mushrooms or something natural like ayahuasca, based on what I know about drugs and tea and their behavior that happens in the next scene and stuff on that.
Mentioned that they first had it on some trip to Mayan ruins, so we can
likely
guess.
ayahuasca. I imagine in that case. Yeah, that's in Southern America.
Though we see them later after they've had the tea, and they don't seem nearly so fucked up. So maybe this is like 16 hours later or something, but
yeah. I mean, that's part of why I was like, whatever. Allegedly. But regardless of what it is, it does seem to loosen up the tongue and the mind. It doesn't have them on the floor or like tripping balls or anything.
But they're having a chill out moment for sure.
It's
Matilda, Hansel, and Derek.
Been an emotional day for everyone, they say later in the scene. But it's just Hansel, Derek, and Matilda chatting for a bit here. Hansel, Derek, and Matilda in the tea. And the boys are on one side and Matilda's on the other. They're kind of like their life experience is so much more similar that it just is almost like sides, like talking to like a model, talking to a normal person. Essentially, is what happens.
But they're kind of getting Matilda to open up a bit. Like, why do you hate models so much? What is your deal? And she responds, well, they're vain, stupid, or they're vain and incredibly stupid and self-absorbed, and
And Hansel says,
but how do you feel about male models?
And then they high five. But the boys poke further, sensing that there's more too. And it says but really, like there seems to be more going on here. Like, why don't you like models?
Yeah. So she continues, and it's like, well, okay, if you really want to know, when I was in school, I was the fat kid. To which Derek responds, "Ew."
It uncontrollably falls out of his mouth. Like he can't.
It's such a visceral response. Like someone just like vomited right in front of them.
Yeah.
His response might be like, "Ew," and that's
This is the boy who caught his reflection in school and just knew he was incredibly good looking, and he couldn't even fathom that being him, and so it's just
you were the fat kid. Oh God,
an incredibly insensitive thing to have happened, but
it's just so oblivious. It's like, you are self-absorbed, aren't you? Like,
and Matilda rightfully recoils and is like, well, then I'm not going to talk to you about this. Like, don't. And Hansel's like, no, relax, Derek. Like, relax over there. And he apologizes, so she continues, and she goes on to say that she would get very emotional, that she doesn't look like all these beautiful women, and she was teased and bullied at school and whatnot, and she would get home, and much like you talked about the male catalog she would look through the catalogs of her mom and just not understand why she didn't look like these women.
So some extreme body image issues that she developed by way of the kind of yearning for the look of these models, right? Their slenderness, their glamorous look, right? But just in particular, thin. They were thin and she was not, right? And that's the dilemma for her as a young teenager, we can imagine. And as a result of this, she admits that she became bulimic, right? Forcing herself to vomit up food to remain thin or become thin, right? It's a very serious disorder, and it's a an emotional moment. She's really divulging something sensitive and whatnot.
And
to which Derek responds when she says, "I became bulimic," and Derek's response is, "You can read minds?" And he and Hansel both look genuinely scared. Like,
their eyes wide and
oh my God.
They're so, because they didn't understand the word at all at first. Like she expects this to be like a bam, like a punch her in the chest emotional moment. I became bulimic.
Yeah.
They don't react at all because they don't know that word. And then Derek takes a stab at it. He's like, okay, maybe I've heard that word before.
It's like, well, spin the wheel. Let's see what it lands on.
And lands at, you can read minds. And him and Hansel's reaction is so funny after that, because Hansel is like,
they look actually scared. But no, that's of course not what she means. And then she has to give them the definition of bulimia, to which, again, they respond, oh, what's the big deal? We do that all the time right before a shoot. And
they laugh at her. They're like,
yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah, so they really just do not understand the seriousness of what she has revealed at all on so many levels.
Yeah, they say they do it before shows all the time to lose a few pounds, look great. And she's like, this is a disease. And they're just laughing. She's like, this is why I hate models. They make you feel bad about yourself. And then Hansel again, peacemaker in this whole scene and situation. It's like, okay, all right, let's all relax. Relax.
Yeah. So they get her to talk about her sex life, and she reveals not much there to talk about, right? She's been in kind of a drought, you know.
Well, again, grossly, or in a way that they relate to her about this, she, after they finally calm down and they're like, okay, we've stopped laughing at it, whatever. But didn't guys want to get busy with you after that? Like, how did that affect your sex life when you were thin, essentially? Which is another gross thing to say or whatever.
Follow up with,
but that's when we find out, she does not have much of a sex life to speak of. And then she says it's been a while. And male models, being at the peak of their fitness and hotness and with tons of sexual partners, they say, what's a while? Like 8 days? And she says like 2 years, and they lose their shit. They're like, what? Like,
Derek responds, how do you live? Do you service yourself like 8 times a day?
10
or
times
10 times a day? Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. Oof. Yeah,
and that's, she's off put again. Like, Derek's just ramming his foot in his mouth, but somewhere between Hansel's charisma and peacemakerness and the tea, it's still fine.
Yeah.
And so he calms him down again, and he's like, okay, like, this is still fine, but it's been a hard day. I think we should get naked. And at first, Matilda's like, what? But then the next thing we see is them 3 clinking glasses of the tea.
Says, give in to the power of the tea.
Yeah.
And the music is Love to Love You, Baby.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, exactly. So the 3 they're engaged in this kind of euphoric, rapturous, erotic moment where we got a convenient fan going, Matilda's hair whipping about sexily, but just now starting to join this is the surfer dude from before, the Finnish little people. The Sherpa shows up.
Yeah, so spinning in a circle.
A circle of love. Yeah. So they have a wild drug fueled orgy, I guess. I don't know. It's yeah,
and it's pretty tame. And I mean, it's an orgy or whatnot. It's not like I'm expecting to see anything. But why I bring that up is this is actually the one sticking point where they had a longer, more detailed orgy scene going on with like more jokes or whatever else. But it had to be cut down to what it was to get its PG-13 rating, actually. This is the one thing. They were probably like, all right, great movie about that orgy.
Right.
And so they accepted it. This is the reason why little Kyle could watch this movie. I would not have been able to see this movie at 13 if not for the brevity of this orgy.
If it had the extremely graphic sex scene it had planned with the Finnish little people and the Sherpa.
Right.
Yeah.
All I could see was a rapidly dodging erection in the movie, like under a sheet. That's all. So. Learning all the wrong lessons about how a penis works.
It's so kinetic. Wow, jeez.
That's a lot more agile than mine. Yeah, I guess grown-ups have weird shit going on.
Yeah. So the morning after, the Hansel and Derek are waking up, and Hansel is getting some freshly baked bread out of an oven.
Massive oven. Got that big like square on a pole thing.
Yeah,
I don't even know the name for that. Yeah,
giant bread flipper spatula. Yeah, exactly. And Hansel he's recalling this harrowing tale of he's like hiking
Mount Vesuvius.
climbing up Mount Vesuvius, and he suddenly like falls in or he's falling down the mountain.
And he's like, falling. I'm like, oh my god, and then he's like, and I keep falling, and then I say to myself, Hansel, we've been smoking peyote for 6 days straight. Could this all be in your head? And it was. And then, again, revelation of not that great a story. One of the Finnish little people goes, cool story, Hansel. And yes, that was the meme me and my friends used for just like, if somebody just told a long but ultimately not payoff-filled story, we
cool
would
story, Hansel.
hit them with that.
That's some charisma right there, to make your peyote story like that compelling. It's like, yeah, there you go.
And so I don't guess I got all of the words either in my childhood watches or in this, but Hansel recounts last night the orgy in the soil room with dirt flying everywhere and not being able to tell who was who. But Derek says he thinks he's falling for Matilda during this. And Hansel says he wasn't going to say anything, but that they had a crazy energy between them. And Derek agrees and goes on to say that when she was sandwiched between the two Maori tribesmen and two Finnish little people, that he thought, wow, I can really spend the rest of my life with this woman.
Wow. How romantic.
Something to tell the grandchildren, that's for sure. Yeah, but it's now 5 p.m. Matilda has not... She was still asleep at this moment. It was just Derek and, Hansel and some of the people in the kitchen. Matilda's up now, though, and she asks what time it is, and it's 5 p.m. The show is 8. And so she's like, we still haven't figured out, like, Derek's trigger. Like, love this. That was great last night, whatever. But we have to find out, how to stop Derek from being a killing machine.
Yeah, scolds him for not turning off his phone, right? Because, they think it's an auditory trigger. We get some more Earth 2s here. Earth 2 Matildas.
Right. To which she also tries to shut that shit down. And they're like, but I don't think you get it. And she's like, she is the only smart person who's like, I get it. And they're like, no, I don't think you get it. We're not actually saying hello.
Hansel saying hello like E.T.'s voice. Hello. Hello. I can't do it. You'll just have to watch the film to get the true beauty.
Yeah. But she's frustrated by these idiots, of course. And we get a funny bit where Derek has an idea. He's like, all right, you're right, Matilda. We have to go solve this. We know that the information, as told to us by JB, is at Maury's office. It's in his computer. But they're going to be looking for us there. They won't be looking for not us. And he asks Hansel, he goes, do you have like a cosmetics kit? Like just something for touch-ups. And he pulls out this tiny little cosmetic kit.
Yeah.
And we get the vibe because he says just a simple disguise. Just gonna, who knows what the disguise will look like. But with a small cosmetics kit, how much can you do? A lot, apparently, because the very next scene, we see a fully Middle Eastern man and a black man walking down the hallway with them.
Respective name tags, Kumar and Tevin, played by Hansel and Derek Zoolander, respectively. This is the second blackface moment of the film. Jesus.
And to be clear, it is not Ben Stiller or Owen Wilson being in this. These are separate actors, which is why it's...
they're actual physically different people. And so, the joke is, of course, that with this tiny little makeup compact, of course, Derek Zoolander can pull a MacGyver and utterly transform them in all ways, completely, physicality, and skin color and absolutely everything. Yes.
It's a funny quick cut gag for sure to be like, just a simple disguise. And then, you see Taj Kraut, a fully Middle Eastern man, playing Hansel. And then Godfrey is the comedian, the black man that's playing Derek Zoolander here, and he is having great fun with it because he's absolutely blue-stealing.
Doing Zoolander face. Yeah.
I love how Godfrey plays Zoolander in this moment, because they even have a part where he's talking on the phone here in a moment, where it's actually Ben Stiller's voice coming through, but he's talking like him, and he's making all of the facial expressions, and then like the concerned, like in between him talking moments, like it's great. It is again minorly fraught moment in the sense because they do in a moment transition back to where they are themselves. They're Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson with just like coloring around their face.
But and I guess it isn't. I guess it's not classical blackface. It's kind of like Laurence Olivier playing Othello, right? Where it's a white actor but wearing like full body makeup to look like someone of a different, melanin complexion, but still scandalous. It's with a fraud history for sure.
It is, and I will. I mean, say that none of this is racialized or like egregious in a way that is like true. Meant to be offensive, of course, like menstrual blackface or things that some people have been caught doing where they actually go to Halloween parties as a black person and themselves. This was a
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
We mentioned that.
I was going to call him out a second time on the podcast. But yeah, so they essentially they're in now. I'm in that part of these movies. They've used their disguise to get in, and they're in Maury's office, and they see in a very 2001 moment again one of these Technicolor like clear transparent Macs, which just looks like a monitor, but it's a PC sort of.
This is the circa turn of the century, early aughts iMac. It's kind of like the candy shell.
It's like the sexiest CRT ever got. This thing, because it's one of those monitors. It's big, it's heavy, it's deep, like it's thick. Yeah, it's nothing like a monitor. It was
old
Apple's
school Apple style in its look, and it
was Apple's probably most successsul PC, honestly. Before they really,
this was pre iPhone stylings and whatnot. So good look at retro computing for sure.
And Derek and Owen Derek and Hansel not being bright, they cannot figure out how to turn the computer on. And they try their very damnedest, but they get more and more frustrated and just kind of start whacking at it. And then they start devolving into monkeys and like,
we skipped a newsroom moment. Back at the Time Magazine newsroom.
You're right.
We get another research update by assistant Archie here about the identity of Mugatu. As we learn, his actual name, Jacob Moogberg, the original synth player in Frankie Goes to Hollywood kicked out before they got famous with Relax. Kind of, wacky backstory. We get a sense of why Relax is in the film and why it's being used to brainwash Zoolander. Then we find out that Mugatu went on to invent the piano key necktie in 1986.
Yeah, he bounced around other jobs until that, but his key, his crown jewel, and his
this is what launched his fashion career, inventing the piano key necktie.
And he's been a fashion designer ever since. That's when we jump to the show where Zoolander has not shown up yet. We see Mugatu being frustrated. Derek's not there, and says, I'm a hot little potato right now. He better be here,
maybe my favorite line in the entire film.
Also quotable.
I definitely use that one a lot. Hot little potato. But
yes, this is when they're busy doing a 2001 Odyssey space montage.
So they just cannot figure out the complexities of just turning on the computer, let alone extracting a file out of it. And so they slowly devolve in their approach to the computer, step by step, to a point where they're basically slapping it like chimpanzees, straight out of Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey, as they approach the monolith with their bones wielded as clubs. Mm-hmm. In fact, Hansel very, very nearly grabs some kind of like trophy bone off the wall and is about to shatter it. stopped just in time, but yeah.
We're no better
hilarious
than
scene.
machines if we do this, Hansel. Yeah. But it is interesting. I mean, we've seen it in The Substance, the same song and sort of montage play,
Yeah,
and we've seen it in many places. This is probably the only 2001 Space Odyssey montage I know that took place in a 2001 movie. So perhaps it was specifically done
because
as
it's 2001. It's going to be
yeah.
released then. Yeah, there you go. But also, of course, it just works perfectly. You got these two monkeys going at it, So yeah, it fits in their evolution for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, they can't necessarily figure it out, and Derek's like, I have to go. I mean, like, I wanted to solve this, but too bad. Essentially, I've never missed a show.
Yeah.
And Hansel doesn't fight him at all in it. He's like,
well,
all right, man.
Well, he does protest, like, you could be triggered at any moment. Like, we don't know how to stop this. What do we do? But Derek is a consummate professional. He never missed a show. We're not going to do it now, and so he's torn. But ultimately, he's got to make the call time. But he does give Hansel his tiny little phone to pass on to Matilda. So yeah,
which he just said in a scene prior. I always have my phone, Matilda. How can you ask me to not have my phone? I would never give my phone away.
So shit's going down, There you go.
And yet, and let's see. Yeah, so he leaves for the show. Hansel does protest, doesn't stop him. So when Matilda calls right after that, she's incensed that not only is Derek at the show, but that he no longer has his phone. Hansel tells her he hasn't found the files, but when Matilda tells him they're in the computer, he lights up as though he never thought of that and gets real close to it and goes,
in the computer.
In the computer.
It's so simple. Oh, bless her heart.
And we cut again to Arch, the bringer of exposition in this world, the torchbearer of...
And sex pest. Like, this character is just... What an interesting character. Poor Archie, right? Just is just enamored of Matilda, is her devoted research assistant, and every time he shows up, he's just getting a little bit more creeping on her, right? Just getting a little bit closer to her, is leaning over her shoulder, and is now showing up with like a cantaloupe cut in half filled with cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, cantaloupes is not the way to win this romantic battle, my man. Yeah, like that one is
swing and a miss. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Poor Archie. Just shot his shot and just missed. But
is that a snack? And if so, like what? Who originated this? Like, what culture originated this snack? Because I didn't know if that was a throwaway joke or if that was like a. People eat this.
I've seen it before. It's never been my thing. I never liked cottage cheese that much, so maybe it's romantic as someone else.
Well, cantaloupe's awful. Like that's a terrible base to start with. Like, maybe that's all it's good for is like being a bowl is cantaloupe. So, whatever.
A cantaloupe with cottage cheese is not what Matilda wants right now. She's busy. She's in the midst of trying to figure out this conspiracy. But Archie responds, "Hey, maybe you just need to relax." And this triggers her. She finally puts something together. Relax. That's it. So apparently Archie's entire point was just to trigger her enough to finally realize this one bit of crucial information.
Oh, every time he's in the scene, he's just pushing it forward. But he also does display excellently in this scene that straight men do not know what women want by bringing her a cantaloupe filled with cottage cheese.
Maybe that's his point. It also just makes Zoolander look like he's more knowledgeable by comparison. Like he's a magician with makeup. He can zhuzh you up with a spit and polish in 5 seconds. So there you go. Yeah.
So she's got it. She now knows the trigger, but yet she cannot contact Derek to tell him. So she heads to the Derelict show. And back there at the Derelict show, we see Maury wishing Derek good luck backstage. And Derek says, "Don't you mean goodbye?" As he knows Maury was complicit.
This is right out of The Godfather, right? It's like, I know it was you, and it breaks my heart.
It does say that,
as Michael Corleone is confronting, I forget the character's name, over the death of Sonny, right? It's a very dramatic scene, but like, it breaks my heart.
And Maury tries to play it off at first, like, "What are you talking about, Derek?" But Derek's like, "No, like, I know Maury," and that's when Maury kind of apologizes and seems genuinely sad about it. Because, again, he's been shown he really does like Derek. He has a soft spot for this boy, regardless. Or I say boy because he's an idiot. This grown man. Moron. He was a boy in comparison to him, I suppose. But yeah. Matilda arrives, but she's intercepted by Katinka Ingana Boba
No.
who shoves a smoke on her side and controls her. And this is when Mori goes over to Mugatu and expresses he feels very bad about this. But Mugatu says he'll be fine. He always is. Again, alluding to the fact that Mori's just been a pipeline of death and very sexy murderers to this man.
Supplying grist for the mill, essentially. But,
And we see a couple of initial derelict runways being, I'd say walked, but one of them is literally just pulling themselves on a scooter forward, until Derek gets his turn on stage. And he does have a wonderfully large trash...
it's like a trash cloak.
Yeah, cloak. It's not
big
a gown.
Giant,
it's massive. It's got like a headpiece is sort of...
Yeah.
But he's halfway down the runway. He throws that off, and the prime minister is at the end of the runway.
Yeah.
He was delighted. He's like, "Oh!"
But Derek goes from the bulky trash cloak. He does his big dramatic reveal, and he's wearing like a trash glam jumpsuit with black lipstick and black makeup. So it's very edgy. Like this is like dark Zoolander, like evil Zoolander.
I forget. I feel like I'm missing a line in this, but they do open the show for Derelict with being like, "I am like the something in your city. I am very, very dirty. I am derelict." And I'm like, "Oh God." I am very, very dirty. It's just got me oh man. But yes, as Derek is halfway down the runway, the DJ puts on the song Relax. He swaps the little mixer over to that, which triggers Derek into his super hot killing machine mode.
But Matilda is warning him, Derek, it's Relax. And he hears us like, oh yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. Fine.
You don't have to worry, Matilda.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. I've walked a lot of runways, and that's...
Hasn't gotten it once, and he's not going to get it now.
Not now, She does try. She lunges and then gets pistol whipped herself or punched in the stomach, I think, by Katinka, who's controlling her still. And so he starts doing little martial arts, and he's going down the stage, and people aren't really sure what's happening because he's kind of he's not like sprinting down the runway towards the minister. And they're just like, well, that's kind of cool. And then... flying in from the ceiling comes Hansel yelling, Derek! And then he punches Justin Thoreau, dirty DJ, in the face there.
And kills the trigger music.
Slaps the mixer, back over.
Yeah.
And so Derek goes back to normal. And he starts walking the runway slowly. And then people are like clapping lightly, like, that was weird.
What a weird interlude. All right.
And...
But at this moment, Hansel and Scummy DJ start doing a pop and lock breakdance fight. So they're having a dance off. But the DJ keeps like getting the upper hand on Hansel and activating the music, and so it's this kind of back and forth between the DJ activating the music and Derek progressing a bit in his script, and Hansel killing the music and Derek going back to normal and the normal music back on. It's just kind of this back and forth as they fight it out. But Derek is getting closer and closer to being triggered.
And if you need to know why this movie came on the heels of Showgirls, the sentence used in this scene, they're breakdance fighting. It's exactly what went through my head when James and Nomi are doing their stupid dance fighting things back and forth, and it just stuck in my head. It was like, they're breakdance fighting.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yes, they go through all sorts of breakdance. Hansel's on his head, doing a handstand, spinning, kicking him. He goes through. One gets like he's swept out from under him. The kick in Mortal Kombat and then Hansel's eventually on the floor. And as Derek's getting really close to the Prime Minister and launches through the air and has his hands on his head and is about to snap his neck, Hansel crawls and reaches the plug and manages to pull the plug on the music right at that moment.
Yeah.
And so Derek's pulled off by like Malaysian Secret Service or whatever securities at the venue, people were like, Derek almost killed the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Like he had his hands around his head and was about to twist or something. And that's when Hansel yells out, "That's bullshit."
Yeah. Derek is accused, and Hansel comes to his defense.
Mugatu brainwashed Derek to try and kill that claymation dude. And he's fucked this up the whole movie. I didn't call it out. At one point, when he's introduced him to the loft, he's like, Derek's going to kill the president of Micronesia. Yeah. Or that claymation dude got me the most of all this. So he is defending Derek, but Mugatu storms up to the catwalk and calls Derek crazy and washed up. Hansel comes to Derek's defense again, right? Rebuts us by saying, "Hey, that's not true, and we got the evidence." But he has the computer. We have 30 years of files in this computer.
Right.
They're going to bring you down.
Yeah, and ever stupid Hansel, of course, thinks that they're just like paper files inside the casing, and just hurls it at the catwalk, and it of course shatters. But
Matilda, before he even gets there, she sees him raise above his head and goes,
no.
"Oh no!" Because she absolutely understands.
She knows what's happening.
She was the one that said this sentence to him, and
what have I done?
She realizes what a fool she's been in this moment.
What have I set up to happen?
And so Hansel smashes the DJ booth's very high off this, and smashes it to the ground. Looks over the edge and goes, "Where are the files?" That's sweet simpleton.
At this point, Katinka takes a catwalk, and she's had it. So her gun's drawn, and she's like, "I'm going to finish this myself." Points a gun at the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Opens fire, is about to anyway, but Hansel whips out his yo-yo, disarms her, kind of lassos the gun with the yo-yo and yanks it away out of her hand. So once again, attempt to kill the prime minister is thwarted just in the nick of time.
Wait, in a weird quote too, because he says, "Taste my pain, bitch," as he yo-yos at her and yanks it away. But I'm like, what? It's like a weird non sequitur. He was just like, what can I yo that's really fucking cool, I guess, in my mind, when I yo-yo this gun away? Sure.
I'm not. Who knows what that's a reference to? If reference to anything at all,
right? It has to be, right? It's just an odd thing to say, but sure. I mean, this is a 2001 time capsule again, but
audience, if you can figure that one out, write us in. Yeah. What is Hansel's pain?
But gunless now. Katinka is tackled by Matilda, who goes and gets the gun and essentially holds it on her. Katinka. Not fearing death, being the badass that she is, this is, "Do it, Kmart. You don't have the guts."
"What are you going to do, Kmart?" to which Matilda responds as like, no, by the way, it was the Cheryl Loud collection.
From J.C. Penney.
On sale.
and then pistol whips Katinka.
Cold cocks her with the gun.
And this 100% turns Katinka on as she licks her bloody lip and fiercely smiles for the first and only time all movie. Like, she lights up. Yes. We get a big insight into what makes Katinka turned on in this moment.
Yes, and it is of course physical pain and violence.
It is lesbian BDS.
Yes, it is.
Good for her.
Atta girl. So she gets smacked. Maury Ballstein, he now takes the center stage and declares, "I got a prostate the size of a grapefruit and a head full of bad memories." He has had enough, and he's now divulging the truth. Mugatu has been setting this all up, and Maury's been his accomplice, and it was a conspiracy. They were trying to kill the prime minister, just spilling the beans.
And I mean, if Maury doesn't speak up, Mugatu's at least going to have a good chance of getting off scot-free, because he's like, "What are you doing, Ballstein? Hands stupid, just destroyed all the evidence." Which,
but of course, Maury's got the backups on, and get this, zip discs.
Because he doesn't say this. This is what I referred to. So in the big old callback, what I was saying, the biggest, children watching this movie today would not fucking know. And this is a big reveal. This is the moment, essentially, being like, what's going to save this plan? He doesn't say, "I backed up those files. I have copies." He says, "I got 2 words for you, Jocko Beam. Zip disc." Which...
Yeah. So for all the children in the audience here, back in the day, mommies and daddies used to store data on something called zip disk, which was kind of like, well,
the save file icon.
Yeah.
We had big save file icons that we put data on.
Do you know what a 3.5-inch floppy disk is? You honestly might not, but that's what that save icon is referencing. And a zip disk was like a chonky version of that. It's like the Dubai chocolate version of a 3.5-inch floppy disk, right?
Or because we had a whole like tray of them, like a carton or something, because we couldn't back up everything on just one.
They were 100 megabytes a piece.
Yeah, so you had to have mini zip disk thing, and so it's just I don't know. It's one of those again extremely 2001 reveals. It's just like. I got 2 words for you. Old technology.
Yeah. And honestly, even then, zip disk was pretty dated.
Agreed. Yeah, we were on CDs by then.
It was a reference designed to illustrate how old and backwards Maury Ballstein is with technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because Zoolander was on DVD. This wasn't like we were not still on floppy disks.
Yeah. So it was a funny reference then, and now it's like. You have to whip out your archaeology textbook to know what this is, but yeah.
I'm sure context makes it clear enough, I imagine, but it is just funny to think that like so many behind us, like people of a certain age, just will not at all understand that, and we'll have to go to the internet and be like, "What the hell?" Like, and so Maury kind of like he gives a call to his wife, but. He does so in the like slowest old man fighting his wife way possible because he's like, Sheila, get the thing from the living room and bring it up here to me. And Sheila's like, we can't hear Sheila on the phone, but essentially on the other side, she's saying like, but I just made dinner, Maury, it's a casserole. And he's like, it's a casserole, Sheila, it'll keep. Like, just come up here. And she's like, I don't know.
I don't care what traffic is like. Just on and on and on. And this is in front of the crowd here. So they're
the whole crowd. It's on the runway. He's on the stage.
Wincing with the awkwardness of this as Maury just harangues his wife ever more in her reluctance to help him out. But yeah, it's a funny scene.
And it drives Mugatu to be like, he's like, I'm not just going to stand here and have this stupid shit happen while I'm like essentially indicted or indicated on what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
And so he says, who cares? Zoolander's an idiot. And he has one look, and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills that nobody else sees. And like,
Blue Steel, Latigra, they're all the same.
I invented the piano key necktie.
I invented it.
What have you done, Derek? Nothing. You've done nothing. It's a delightful meltdown. And then he says he'll finish the job if Derek can't, and he drops
this whole time, Mugatu's been wearing like what looks like an M on his lapel, but it's actually like a metal like Ninja Star shuriken, like sharp M, right? And so he takes it off and just hurls it at the prime minister like a ninja throwing a star,
crying out with the with the battle cry of Jeff Bezos, "Die, you wage hiking scum!" He says.
It's so villainous.
The billionaires everywhere, like, they get their cheering moment in this movie.
Yeah, the Elon Musks everywhere cheering for the wrong team. But yeah, so the sharp metal M is flying through the air, approaching the prime minister. But what Mugatu said is really just pissed Zoolander off. Like, one look?
Yeah.
One look?
He's not even mad that the prime minister's about to be assassinated.
Yeah. That's not what's pissing him off at all. No, it's just the integrity of his looks have been called into question. And so this is when he's going to finally assume his final form. He's finally going to whip out Magnum, because only the sheer power of Magnum can possibly save the day. And so Derek, it's a slow motion scene of him rushing up onto the catwalk in front of the star, he's putting himself between the prime minister and the the onrushing star. And that's when he unleashes it and Magnum activates. And it's just this aura of light
energy
that
aura,
surrounds him, and the force of it is so strong that it blunts the star like Neo stopping bullets in the Matrix, and it just falls to the floor, and everyone just erupts in the cheers. But before that, they're just awestruck, like, it's beautiful. That's Magnum.
It's glorious, yeah. And there's angelic music playing. Even Mugatu is the one that's just, it falls out of his mouth. It's, dear God, it's beautiful.
This face is exactly like Blue Steel and all the others, but this one does have power emanating from Zoolander in an aura. So there is that difference for sure. Even Zoolander's father, Papa Zoolander has been watching this entire time. We get like scenes of him during all of this, and even he is just awestruck with the beauty of Magnum. He finally gets it. He finally understands his son now and like what he does. And
in the bar, he cries out, "That's my kid!
Yeah.
That's my son!"
Yeah.
He even goes further. He's like, "Past that's my kid." He's like, "That's my son." Like he is a man. He is a merman, essentially in this moment. Like he goes past, which is very sweet. Yeah, I like to. It's cute. And so yes, Matilda rushes to Derek and exclaims, "He did it, Derek! You did it!" And Derek says, "I know. I turned left."
Yeah.
Matilda's like, No, I mean saving the Prime Minister of Malaysia, you idiot!
At this point, Derek turns to the Prime Minister and speaks in what I guess we assume at first is Malaysian, and at first it sounds correct, and it's like I just wanted to thank you, or what was it? It's just like on behalf of us all, I just wanted to thank you and whatnot. And
he says something on behalf of the international fashion community, and he's doing great right up until he gets the name. He then
names him Mr. Prime Rib of Propecia. the most mangled presentation of his name yet.
It's another one of those moments where Derek's like, "I'm going to show off how smart I am," and it just doesn't go the way he imagined.
Nailed it.
Yeah, he's yes. And again, very gracious. The Prime Minister, much like Matilda's, just like, "I'm just going to leave that there." He's just like, "Thank you, Derek, for saving my life."
So yeah, at this point we get the epilogue.
Well, we also, you called out earlier that Derek's wearing black lipstick in this.
Yeah.
Right after the Prime Minister thanks him, Matilda and Derek finally kiss and make out a bit. And the black lipstick is smeared all over both of them afterwards. It's just a very funny, just
like, what a mess. Good Lord. But it kind of looks like coal soot. It's like he's like the triumph of the working man, kind of, and it's like by way of like his messiness on his face, like just yeah. So there you go.
Well, yes. Now this epilogue here.
Yeah. So we find Derek Zoolander in this structure, and he's introducing himself as former world model Derek Zoolander, and now here is the center for kids who can't read good and who want to learn to do other stuff good too.
Yeah.
It's expanded in scope. The mission has grown. So.
They're filming a commercial for it. Yeah, he's talking about their various courseworks and how the kids are doing. How they have famed business mogul Maury Ballstein teaching the kids, and Maury's telling the kids about percentages and licensing deals and money up front and
how to hold out for more to stick it to your supplier.
Yeah, he gives the kids a hypothetical and he says, "What do you do with that, kids?" And they say, "Screw him, hold out for more." And he's like, "That's what I'm talking about." And a very return to his Seinfeld character. Yeah. It was very George's dad. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, coming in for it. And then we see Hansel inviting all the lawsuits he can muster by taking children base jumping in the helicopter.
And probably to smoke peyote and do acid. Who knows? Just to live the Hansel lifestyle.
Just the best role model for the children. But and then Matilda shows up to see Derek as they're still together. It would seem after it's been done, and on her hip she even has a surprise. Derek Jr.
Yeah, little baby Derek Jr.
Hair and all. Yeah. Zoolander's spiky hair.
Zoolander's signature hair. And then just in case you were wondering, he serves up some Zoolander face. He does Blue Steel. Aw, little baby Blue Steel.
No.
Adorable. So happy ending for everyone. We exit with Jitterbug again. George Michael, the music that was the overlay to the friends of Zoolander before they tragically incinerated, and now once again, kind of rising from the ashes. There you go. A bit of comparison by way of the same piece of music.
And it's nice because he has found something that makes him happy. He always was saying in the beginning he had a nagging feeling that there was more to the world than just being a hot model, and it turns out there is.
Yeah. So there you go. He makes it through his existential crisis. He finds more meaning in life, and he gets the recognition and love of his father. Gets the girl in the end.
Gets the girl. Gets a friend or friends back after some of them died in freak gasoline accidents.
And it's a triumph of the working man over like a small town boy from a working class town, making it good in the big city, triumphing over villainous capitalist pig dogs. It's just got something for everyone.
Right. Class solidarity in a way that I wish we had going right now.
So there you go. And a zany film, but it's got its meaning. It's got some depth where you wouldn't expect in a film like this. So there you go. Yeah,
it is a delightful, stupid comedy in many ways. I mean, that's largely the focus of what's going on is stupidity in many of the jokes it's focusing on. So,
geez, yes.
But I love it. It is. I wish more comedies were made like it today. Frankly, it's they just don't do well at the box office is the problem, and so it doesn't quite pan out that way. One of the things I was going to talk about was. The group of like Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell, they were labeled the Frat Pack. These group of comedy actors are frequently known for collaborating in hit movies since the 1990s. Their professional relationship stems from real life friendships and a comedic dynamic that really tied them together across a lot of stuff. They had a lot of pairings. I mean, with say Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, they did over a dozen films together. They did like Meet the Parents. They did. Stiller often plays like the tightly wound character in these movies, a foil to Wilson's sort of laid back persona, as it were. And Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, as another, did Wedding Crashers. They did The Internship. Not much more maligned on that one. Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn did Dodgeball together, for instance. And then they had plenty of movies where all three of them showed up, for instance, where Starsky and Hutch, they did it. Zoolander, Anchorman, they're all in it, for instance. And so it just was a very interconnected casting network that was like a defining feature of the early to mid-2000s comedy cinema. And it was interesting. It's something that like I don't necessarily see a ton of right now. But again, comedies aren't really being like funded a whole bunch. It's tough.
No, exactly. There's kind of this golden age of these kind of comedic films, for sure. So
we would talk about. I have themes. I have some stuff about MTV Studios.
Well, I think we touched on a lot of themes. I think.
We're probably good on that. I suppose.
We've touched on a lot of the cast members, especially the ones that were surprises to us. Andy Dick, Justin Theroux. For sure. And then any number of characters who will pop in either for a cameo or just for like a little bit part.
I do have a big list of names of that or something. I'll cover a bit. Let's talk about like MTV films for a moment, because it was always interesting to me to see that as an imprint on this. And they did more than I thought when I looked them up, I suppose I'll say. But they just it's a film studio that it's not around anymore. It did at some point get sucked up into Paramount and even merged into like MTV Entertainment Studios, where it used to be just MTV Films. And at the time that Zoolander came out, they'd only made a few movies, really. They did Beavis and Butthead Do America was their first big hit they did. They had Dead Man on Campus, they had Varsity Blues, 200 Cigarettes, Election, The Wood, and if those don't ring a bell, they didn't for me either, so obviously a bunch of these didn't do well. Varsity Blues was a big one, I'll say.
Election, oh my God. We might just have to do a podcast about Election. That film is just absolutely hilarious. Like such a great dark comedy.
Okay. I'm in, and I mean,
good.
Part of my problem would be that, again, these were made before I was 13, and I imagine they were at least PG-13, some of these movies, so... Missed them for me, but the ones that came out the same year, Another movie I would love to perhaps do a podcast on is more of a rip job is Save the Last Dance. That horrid Julia Stiles movie where they essentially hand her a headscarf and are like, well, act black. It led the way for such things as Hayden Panettiere like crumping and Bring It On or whatever. The weird white girl appropriating black culture dance things. And Pootie Tang came out that year before Zoolander by MTV Studios. So
Pootie Tang.
They went on to make things like Jackass, Napoleon Dynamite, some other stuff. Yeah. Just an interesting imprint studio that, again, I think really was key to this because I think they just had a lot of access to famous people and music that made this movie very elevated to what it was.
One hell of a soundtrack for sure. And then just the myriad number of celebrity cameos and little one-off parts and whatnot. Yeah.
What do you have down for your gayest or straightest moment?
Oh, wow, geez. I don't know. This one has a lot of good opportunities for gayest moment. I think we've touched on quite a few of them. How long is a while? 8 days?
Okay,
yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good pull. Yeah, I had that thought. The one I chose is based on some of the way my gay friends have met. I'm going to go with the line Derek has where he expresses great feelings of being able to spend his life with a person after he saw the energy when they were sandwiched between 4 other people in the orgy.
Yeah.
I could spend the rest of my life with that person. But, my straightest moment I have is I'm going with Tushy Squeeze from Porridge, just grabbing a big old fistful of that female intern's ass with honorable mention to this being a straight walk-off.
The Tushy Squeeze. Yikes. Oof, jeez. One other thing too. I wanted to touch on the writers of it. Directed the film directed by Ben Stiller.
Yep.
All right. So directed by Ben Stiller. Screenplay. Ben Stiller is also credited, but two other writers are credited. John Hamburg and Drake Sather.
Drake.
Yeah, Drake Sather. But he was a big contributing writer to news radio. And just talking about like a style of humor that seems kind of in line with this in a lot of ways, and a lot of people who showed up in news radio. Andy Dick. I'm trying to think if there's some other like crossover, but yeah,
that's the one where like Phil Hartman was in it before he died.
But great comedic stylings and just kind of in that same kind of vibe.
Nice. His name looked familiar to me, like vaguely familiar in a way I couldn't place right away. But no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did have down Ben Stiller, director. I looked up. I was like, was this his first directorial role? No, his first one was a movie called Reality Bites. But his second one, I didn't know he directed. He directed The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. That was him.
Yeah. So yeah, we got was that our first taste of like dark Jim Carrey?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because there have been movies like that he's popped. Everybody expects Jim Carrey to be so wacky that when he puts out The Cable Guy or The Number 23 or what was that Vegas movie that he went and did? The Majestic or something, or like what
the Majestic.
Yeah, people were just like, "What the hell, Jim Carrey? I came to see you be a wacky clown." Like,
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Eternal
Mind.
Sunshine, yeah.
Another incredible film. So, yeah.
I mean, he has a varied catalog, but yeah, people just expect something going to a Jim Carrey movie. But yeah, Ben Stiller, he really does more like directing and producing now. He has 141 acting credits, but he has 24 director and 66 producer credits.
I believe he's also credited as a director for Severance.
He is, absolutely.
Show,
I guess that's a great call out. It's his latest, what he's rocking right now.
Something else definitely I could recommend checking out. Great show, real trippy, real surreal.
He's done a couple of like starring and directing things with like Tropic Thunder, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and I think one I'm forgetting, but talented dude. Yeah.
So there you go.
Owen Wilson as Hansel. He's got 86 acting credits. He is mostly known for his work with the frat pack in these comedies, but also if you had to say like what are the two things he's known for, Wes Anderson films. Owen Wilson is hip deep in those. Really.
Yeah. Jeez, like God, how many of those? I mean,
he was in the Royal Tenenbaums, and then like from pretty much then on, almost like he's not in everyone, but yeah. Notable. And I always find that just adorable. Like Wes Anderson seems to just have his little crew of people he loves, just like little wacky, whimsical movies with. Matilda, played by Christine Taylor, as I mentioned, that is Ben Stiller's wife. I forgot that she played Sally Sitwell in Arrested Development, amongst her many other credits when I was looking through.
That's right.
With alopecia, her eyebrows falling off and stuff. They did have a brief, her and Ben had a separation and reconciliation in the late 2010s and whatnot, but still together. So,
Will Ferrell, also a slew of acting credits, SNL, of course. Big list.
Yeah, I had to look up like what his filmography was going on, and like years earlier, like 98, 97, I want to say, he had starred in Night at the Roxbury. He had some bit parts in like Austin Powers, Jay and Silent Bob, and some things, but this one did like, I'm not going to say like this is the movie that launched him forever, because he was on SNL making a big name for himself too, but it was a stepping stone. This was another big brick in that, because he played this great. Like I loved his physical comedy. And
a couple of years after this, Elf.
Oh yeah,
crazy film.
Honestly, that'd probably be the one I would point to, just like skyrocket him, because.
And then 1 year after that, Anchorman. So it's a kind of a big moment.
He had quite a run for a good while, because after Anchorman came Step Brothers, Ricky Bobby.
Step Brothers, God, what a
Semi-Pro
bizarre film.
Semi-Pro is still probably it's my favorite comedy. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite movie, but it's top 5 at least for me.
Something I'd highly recommend, Will and Harper, his recent documentary with
the road trip documentary.
with his longtime friend who transitioned kind of late in life, like I believe in their late 50s.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really touching documentary about a road trip that they went on a second time. It was the road trip idea based on one they took when they were younger, and they're now taking it again now that Harper is transitioning. It's just it
was very
highly recommended.
I think it's on Netflix.
I think Netflix.
Yeah. No, love him. Boyfriend's wrong. He truly did have a fire run for quite some time, though. I mean, he's just great at that stuff. So we are left with do some trivia thing here, if you would like. The amount of songs in the credits. What would you guess after seeing that wall of songs?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe like 16 songs or something like that.
46.
Yikes.
And the vast majority of that is licensed music as well. There are just like, opening theme or this or that. But I meant to go through and almost like basically call it every licensed song, but A, that might have sucked for the listener, and B, I just kind of stopped noticing. They really do a seamless job of like integrating stuff into it, and so great job. Celebrities that appeared as themselves that I did not note earlier on: Gwen Stefani, Heidi Klum, Stephen Dorff, Sandra Bernhard, Claudia Schiffer, Veronica Webb, Lucas Haas, Carmen Cass, and the Little Kings and stuff.
And also a lot of gay representation in the soundtrack too. We got George Michael, Jitterbug, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I believe 2 of the members were gay. In the closing credits, the performance of He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, that's by Rufus Wainwright.
Right.
So just kind of on and on. There's
and we had Bowie in the mix with his little Let's Dance, honestly, and I'm not going to get into that fight or whatever, but I mean, if you could include Michael Jackson if you squint or something on some of these.
Sure. Yeah.
Beat It there too.
Beat It, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, I mean, it's not like nothing about the film is like openly on the nose gay. There are openly gay characters like the roommates and stuff, but it's just just kind of packed full of gay references or gay culture or whatever else. Because I mean, frankly, male model among lots of other stuff is going to be that way.
Yeah.
It's just like male figure skating or many other like sort of worlds in that. I was just watching Heated Rivalry like this past few days. I don't know why it took me so long, and I kind of thought it'd be more of a slow burn, but. They get into that pretty quick there, and like at one point the hockey guy's like, "I'm gonna go like watch my figure skating friend at the Olympics," and they're like, "He's gay, right?" And they're like, "I don't know, maybe." Relax, like, be cool, man. Like,
but yeah, it's pretty hot. Yeah.
I mentioned the opening red carpet montage. I mean, they did a great job of essentially being like, "Look, this is our moment. We're gonna get some great shots and a bunch of celebrities and pull them in here." And that was in Madison Square Garden Theater in 2000. Let's see. Owen Wilson wore a wig for the entire movie. He was filming Behind Enemy Lines, that sniper movie, at the same time in 2001, and he had to keep his hair short for that role. Similarly, Will Ferrell wore a wig for half a season of SNL because underneath there he had his platinum blonde dyed hair that he had to redo 3 times over the course of the shooting. So that made me laugh, thinking that there's just a curly Will Ferrell hair wig out there for SNL.
That's funny.
The twisted webs we weave.
It's not a bad trick, get a wig made out of your own hair. So there you go. Yeah.
So I called out Ben Stiller's familial connections, or part of them rather. His wife, Matilda, his father, Maury Ballstein, his mother, the protester who hit Mugatu with an egg. Yeah. His sister, Amy Stiller, is one of Hansel's friends in his loft, and his brother-in-law, Mitch Winston, was the director of the infomercial in there. So really something for everybody, I suppose.
That's funny.
The film has been and is actually still banned in Malaysia because of the use of the fictional prime minister as a subject of assassination.
Oh my God.
It was originally also banned in neighboring Singapore, but the ban has since been lifted on that one at least.
Wow, that's well, there you go. Jeez.
This next one actually interested me a bit because there was a book in 1998 called Glamorama. It was written by a man named Bret Easton Ellis about a dim-witted male model who finds himself embroiled in a terrorist ring with roots in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
He sued Ben Stiller following the release of this film, citing copyright infringement. And this case was settled out of court. And out of court usually means, oh shit, you're kind of right.
For a chunk of money.
Here's some money. So
sounds awfully similar to a movie we just watched recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does.
I had never heard about this book or this controversy, and probably because it was settled out of court to keep it a little quiet, but interesting, because the timeline sure lines up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that was a 1998 book. This was filmed in 2000, and done then.
Yeah. New release, read it, got the writing on the script immediately, and bam, done. Rest is history. Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I mentioned, images of World Trade Center towers were removed before the release, 17 days. They were edited out of one shot and obscured in another. Which I did notice. I think it was the first Mugatu building shot it was edited out of completely. The second one, I could see them. I was like, oh, like they're there. And so I was kind of questioning this factoid or whatever, but that's what happened.
Wow.
They tried to obscure it in a way.
Yeah, I bet.
As I mentioned, the non-graphic orgy sequence was originally longer, but shortened to attain the PG-13 rating. So who knows what else happened in there, what got shoved in where, who got shoved in who could say. The film Andy Dick could not play Mugatu for because of commitments was called Go Fish in 2001, and that's why he got that smaller role. The character of Derek Zoolander actually started out as a character sketch in 96 for the VH1 Fashion Awards. This was supposed to really just be a sort of interlude sketch character or whatnot, but after several written scripts over the years, they eventually decided to film it and make it into a big thing. So, neat.
Sure. Cool. All right, very neat.
Okay, I think that's frankly most of it. The Derelict show was shot in an abandoned power plant in Long Island City. If you thought that was an interesting little venue, they were originally going to shoot in like a subway tunnel because each of these was really planned for the derelictness of it all, But We almost saw Mugat ass as Will Ferrell was asked about and agreed to wear a costume where there was going to be a big M cut out in the back, but the costume designer says they never got around to it, unfortunately. So,
missed opportunity.
And then the final thing I'll call out in the film, of which I actually did see because I read this fact and then was keeping an eye on the movie, is that there are a couple of continuity errors where Derek actually does turn left several times in the films.
Oh, say it ain't so.
I know. Such as when Maury calls out to him on the red carpet, for instance, when he has room for that. Or whenever he is in the graveyard with JB. I noted that when him and Matilda are running away and are going towards the car, he turns left to go to the car. And yeah. So sad. So whether you want to chalk it up to continuity or Derek's character just having a weird mental block that he forgets about at times, I suppose that's up to you.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, very good. Very good. Yeah. We got any other... I think we covered it. I think we covered it on Zoolander.
I think we've covered it. If there's anything else you want to talk about, feel free. We can always talk about what we've been watching in the interim. We got some ideas for some more films. We might try something new, kind of like whenever we see a recently released film, we're gonna maybe try a hot take. Yeah, because our process, or at least mine, good lord, takes a good while of rewatching, pausing, take a moment, maybe rewind if I missed something, or didn't hear that line correctly or whatever. Can't really do that in the theaters. And so, while we'd still love to talk about movies we see, because we do see plenty out in theaters, it might be a little lighter on the details. We may have some foibles. Like the first 2 episodes of this podcast we did, Drop and Death of a Unicorn and Drop, were definitely that.
those were after the fact by a few days, and
more than that. I feel like we took a couple weeks after Death of a Unicorn to the point that I had lost the thread of the order of scenes, and
but you're sometimes able to get some advanced screening tickets, and so we want to maybe avail ourselves to the opportunity, and we might have these might be a hot take episode. We're not gonna whiff the entire bottle of poppers. We're gonna take a little hit,
right? Broad strokes, probably, and as much as we can muster. And so it leaves the door open to if we ever want to revisit that film and do a sort of a last bit there or something, or a full re-review versus just saw this, want to talk about it. So
yeah.
Well, we may do that. Yeah. We, as always, would love listener letters for any movie. We welcome any and all questions and discussion points, and would love to, again, get out a schedule for that, for you to be able to do so, because, frankly, half of that's on us. It's not on you all, dear listener. But if you do want to send in stuff, we not only have email address now, we have all of our socials in the post. As an announcement, we have Facebook page, we have Instagram, we also have Blue Sky. We are not on the...
we're not on Mecha Hitler, so...
On the heavy pornographic site that used to be for news called X. And do not plan to be at this moment.
Sorry. We don't have a gutter outpost, but
But yes, if you'd like to ask questions anywhere there instead of email, or just email itself, feel free to, and we will read them out in the air. As Tommy had mentioned, appreciate each and every one of you listening. And tell a friend if you want. If not, whatever. I mean, I guess we won't know. We can't come for you.
That's the spirit.
You live on the other side of that speaker. So.
But thank you for tuning in. My name is Tommy.
I'm Kyle.
And this has been Video Head Cleaner.
Until next time.
Check us out next time.